Welcome to Flash News Now. Here are today's top 12 stories. 14 killed in strike on Myanmar monastery. A rescue worker said the site had been struck twice as civilians gathered for a meditation retreat. Fans and police injured in pitch invasion during high-risk German Cup tie. Waldhof Mannheim and Kaiserslautern game halted for 30 minutes as 8 people hospitalized with about 100 injured. France to deliver interceptor missiles to Ukraine after fresh wave of Russian strikes. This Saturday saw a continued exchange of fire between Kiev and Moscow. French President Emmanuel Macron announced Paris would deliver new interceptor missiles to Ukraine, whose air defenses are running short after the latest round of deadly Russian attacks. Details from the ground by France 24 correspondent in Ukraine, Emmanuel Chase. Contrary to law, U.S. judge strikes down Trump's 75-country visa ban. A U.S. federal judge has overturned a Trump administration policy suspending immigrant visa processing for nationals of 75 countries, ruling that the measure was contrary to law and exceeded the State Department's legal authority. The decision on Friday marks a setback to Trump's immigration crackdown, though the government can appeal. Russian strikes kill 6 people in Ukraine, day after shopping complex attack. Meanwhile, Ukrainian drone hits home in southern Russia, killing 2 children and injuring their parents, officials say. Children among wounded in Zelensky's hometown, struck by Russian drones. Early this Saturday, Russian strikes killed at least 2 people in Ukraine. In Zaporizhia, a drone killed a man and wounded 4, according to officials, while a warehouse was on fire in Kiev. It comes after a Russian bombing killed at least 20 people on Friday, 16 of them in 2 successive strikes on a busy shopping center in Kryvyi Rih. Details by France 24 correspondent in Kyiv, Emmanuel Chase. Russian strikes Zelensky's hometown in Ukraine, killing 15 people, wounding 130. Russian drones struck a shopping center in the city of Kryvyi Rih in central Ukraine this Friday. 14 people were killed. Authorities reported that children were among the scores of people injured in the strikes, which targeted President Volodymyr Zelensky's hometown. Details by Nick Rushworth. As families retrieve bodies, Gaza is running out of places to bury the dead. Israel's genocidal war on Gaza has seen thousands of bodies buried in makeshift sites. Jewish activists push back against Israeli settlers. Jewish activists provide a protective presence to deter settler violence in parts of the occupied West Bank. 100 UK, French ex-ambassadors accuse Israel of ethnic cleansing in open letter. Former British and French diplomats are urging action over what they say is Israel's erasure of Palestine. More than 100 of those diplomats have penned a letter to the French president and the British Prime Minister calling for a ban on trade and arms sales to press Israel to accept a Palestinian state. Among the signatories, Sir Vincent Feen, British former Consul General Jerusalem and current trustee of the Britain-Palestine Project. What does he hope the letter will achieve? He answered Hundreds of children take part in swimming class on Gaza's shore. On Gaza's shore, 1,300 Palestinian children joined a swimming class to cope with the trauma of Israel's genocidal war. Turkey seeks arrest warrant for Israeli PM Netanyahu, fueling tensions. Turkey and Israel traded insults on Friday, after Ankara announced it was seeking an international arrest warrant for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, accusing him of genocide because of the interception of an aid flotilla bound for Gaza. Netanyahu's office accused Turkey of hypocrisy. Our correspondent in Turkey Jasper Mortimer analyses the situation. That was your Flash News Now bulletin. Subscribe for more.